Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm happy to be back again sharing another word with you guys. So today I'm going to talk about how we insult God without even knowing. Yes, we do insult him by our action. Okay, you might say, no, not me, I can never insult God. So let me paint a picture for you. What if God says that you are going to become the president of your country? The moment you doubt is an insult to God. The moment you start thinking that, no, I cannot become the president, I don't have the education, I don't have the connection, I don't have this, I don't have that, it means you have put God aside and you say that, God, I trust you, but I know you cannot do this for me because I am not well educated. I don't have this, I don't have that. I know that you are a way maker. I know that you can do all things, but this one you cannot do it for me. It's an insult to God when we doubt God's ability to work in our life. It's an insult to God when we start leaning on our own understanding, when we think that we have to have all the connection, we have to have all the education, we have to have everything that is required for us to become a president or to become whatever thing that God has put in our heart that we are going to become. One thing you have to know is that we are made to depend on God. We are not made on this earth to live by our own strength, by our own wisdom, by our own abilities. We are made to depend on God. That's why the Bible says that we can do all things. When God says we can do all things, it means that everything that he has ordained us to be, whether we have the skill, whether we have the connection, whether we have whatever thing that we think that we don't have, God can make it to come to pass. What limits God from actually manifesting his plans for our life is our unbelief, is our doubt, is because we don't trust him. And if you don't trust him, if you don't think that, even though I don't have this, even though I don't have this, but I have God, say one with God is a majority. It's because we don't actually trust God. And I always say that we always sing, we make a miracle worker. We don't believe it. Because if you believe that even at 40 I can get married, if God said maybe you get married at 40, first thing that will come to your mind is that it can never be me. If God said that, no, I'm going to give you a great husband, no matter what you have done in the past, I'm going to give you a great man, the man that will love on you. First thing is that you don't deserve it. You think that you don't deserve it. You think that, how can I get married at 40? If God said you will still have a child even at 50, you will not believe. And that limits God to really work in your life, because God does not work where there's unbelief. It does not. So we are the one limiting God. It's an insult to God to think that there are some things that he cannot do. It's an insult to God to think that he will tell you that this business that you are doing is going to be an international business, that is going to be a global business. You start thinking of what you don't have. You start thinking of your limitation. You start thinking of the things that you start thinking of your surrounding. You start thinking of your own abilities. Hello, God does not need your help to bless you. First thing, God does not need your help. God does not need your connection. God is God by himself. He can do all things. He just wants us to believe. When he said that, I'm going to do this in your life, say, Father, I trust in you. I know that with my own abilities, I cannot do it. But I know that with you, I can do all things. You can do all things through me. We really insult God, because it's really heartbreaking to God to think that he's saying that he's saying that I'm doing something new. I want to do something great through you. I want to do this. I have a good plans for you. My plans for you are for good and not for evil. What do we think by when God said that he has a good plans for? What kind of plan you think God has? You think it's just little plans, just little blessing here and there? It's why we have not actually seen God's manifestation in our life is because of our unbelief. We think that we need all the resources, we need all the things that we need to make sure that plans come to pass. We need all the connection. If we have all these things, it means there's no need for God. If we have all the connection, there's no need for God. We keep rely on our own abilities. We rely on our own understanding. We rely on our own education. We rely on our own self. Remove yourself out of the equation. Allow God to use you. God just wants you to agree with him. Just agree with God. Do you really believe that he's a way maker? Really? Do you really believe that God can do all things? Or we just sing because the song is nice? Or we just sing just because we just want to sing, but we don't actually, many people don't actually believe that God can turn things around for them. That no matter what you have gone through, God can still use those mess to become a testimony. We think that because of what we have done, or because of our environment, or because we don't have any rich person in our family to help us, or because you don't have any mother, you don't have any father, you don't have anybody in high places that can lift you up, you have God. And that is enough. If only you trust. Do you trust God? Do you really trust God? It's an insult to him to think that there are some things that he cannot do. This God that created this earth, the one that created the universe, and you think that he cannot come true for you. What is that situation? Just tell me. Just tell me, what is it? Is there anything too hard for God to do? It's because we don't want to trust him. We want to trust people. He said, curse be to anybody that put his trust in man. It's a curse. If you are praying, but you are thinking about your auntie, you are thinking about your uncle, you're thinking about your brother, you're thinking about that cousin in the government, you think that is the one that is going to bless you. Your trust is not in God. Remove everybody around you and put your eyes on Jesus. The Bible says we should trust God completely. Trust him. The Bible says trust the way God does things. Don't rely on your own understanding. Don't try to figure things out. Don't try to manipulate things. Don't try to give bribe. Don't try to pray that you want to answer the prayer by your own self. It does not work. You have to totally surrender to God to see God's manifestation, to see the supernatural. Just agree with God. God can actually do the things that the Bible says he will do exceedingly abundantly more than we ever ask or think. For those that trust in him, for those that wait on him, for those that diligently seek him, he will give us our heart desires. They just keep believing and just keep staying committed to God and watch what he's going to do to you. Don't insult God by your own belief. Don't insult God by don't limit God by your own belief. Don't limit God by your own belief. Start believing again. What all those things that you have been believing for, all those things that you have given up on, start believing again. Start trusting God again and watch what he's going to do in your life. Stay blessed, stay encouraged. God can be trusted to keep his word. Goodbye.